Hi, Marcel.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Fine, thanks. And you, Noktula?
I'm very well, thank you. So I have a few questions today. I know you have a roadshow that's currently underway. So my first question is, so the Old Mutual roadshow is currently underway, as we said, and financial literacy rather is one of the key components. Why is it essential that we continuously teach our communities the importance of financial literacy?
So, Old Mutual has always been a champion of positive futures, and one of the pillars in doing that. So, positive futures, loaded statement, what does it mean?
Mm,
Is specifically through education. That's like a key component or pillar within what we do. And the Old Mutual Roadshow helps actually take that initiative right to the communities that we serve.
yeah.
So, what we are able to do by having the roadshow or the truck is we take the enabling tools that Old Mutual has developed in support of our national curricula, and there's a digital solution in that so that we can show our kids how to access these digital solutions in support of the curricula they're currently working on, because we understand that within the urban areas, it's okay. You have Wi-Fi here, you have access, but what do our kids have access to in some of the lesser affluent communities and some of the communities that Wi-Fi is hard to access.
Mm.
So the Think, Learn, Do are digitally based campaigns, and they help to support and just enhance what our teachers are doing in the schools.
And what impact have you seen in the campaigns that you have been running? Also, what are some of the challenges that you also have experienced? Because I do know there may be some.
Yeah. So access to the communities. Um, we'll share with you some of the videos of where we've been and some of the areas where we've been, and you can see it's extremely difficult for us to get there. Number one, so put yourself in the shoes of the kids. There's no Wi-Fi, there are no facilities. So what we think is easy is not necessarily very easy for our kids. So that's one of the downfalls of it. But what we are stressing is if there's awareness and if in the home at some point there is an ability to access some of the tools via Wi-Fi, the ability of knowing that it is there, it's available, and the support mechanisms are there, that is a plus for us, because you can't do anything about the fact that you don't know about it. So that's why we feel it's good just being out in the communities. um, and I suppose resources, and that is why we look to partner with some of the telcos in order to make access a lot more better, I suppose.
Mm. I want to talk about the road show that's currently underway. So, what can we expect from that? I do know that it's going to be in all provinces in South
Yep,
Africa. It will be at malls, at certain schools. Can you just tell us more about that? It's quite exciting.
it's extremely exciting. So we started in Gauteng.
Mm,
We've done 6 schools in Gauteng, and the names of the schools, they lose me right now. We've
yeah.
gone to Giani, we've gone to KZN, and our next trip will probably be from KZN. It makes logical sense. We will then follow the route onto the Eastern Cape. We will end back in Gauteng in December. But that will also depend on the school calendar and when the kids write exams. So we do work closely with the respective schools we've identified, so that we don't disturb their normal calendar, and we do want to support where they are doing exams. What the truck does, besides communicating about financial education, but also the existing curricula, we support the Old Mutual Foundation initiative in terms of extending the Think, Learn, Do to support the children as well as the teachers. So what does that do? What is Think, Learn, Do? They've got 2 key pillars, namely developing high quality financial literacy topics
Mhm.
aligned to the current subjects and the grades. And then secondly, it also develops teachers and in time caregivers to understand and teach financial concepts better.
Mm-hmm.
Then in Kenya, for instance, we have focused on teacher development only. That is from an Old Mutual perspective. The roadshow is South Africa specific though, so this is the first one for Old Mutual, and we will look at extending it further within the rest of Africa. But we are learning within the South African context.
Mm.
So we do have ambitions to roll out the program further.
Amazing. And you just mentioned that there's schools involved. So what is the criteria that you actually look for if, for example, there's schools that want to be involved?
We are looking at high schools or secondary education, if I'm getting the terminology correct.
Yeah.
Because part of the initiative is also focusing on the female or the girl learner, where we handing out dignity packs, because we do understand that there is sometimes our kids don't go to school because when it's that time of the month and our daughters are struggling with their menstrual cycles, they tend to stay out of school. So we're trying to educate on that and to make it an open and conversational topic
Yeah.
that everybody within the society is aware of and we support properly. That is one of the key initiatives as well.
I love that. Thank you. That marks the end of our interview.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you wanted to say more, you can say more, and I'll just cut the other part.
Okay. As part of the Old Mutual Foundation, they do the 21 Acts of Goodness for the matric class.
Yeah.
This program provides academic and psychosocial support, as well as post-matric opportunities, and that's quite key. It helps students apply for the NSFAS funding, that is NSFAS funding, and bursaries, post-school education applications for universities and TVET colleges.
Yeah.
And that's part of the information that gets shared on the truck.
Okay. And when was the initiative introduced, the 21 Acts of Goodness?
In 2021. So the program started in COVID to assist and address the learning due to the pandemic. And the target for 2021 was 210,000 matric learners,
Yeah.
learner connections. And we made over 250,000 connections. Yes, I'm getting my numbers right. With learners in schools across the country through various platforms, including Fundana Mate, yes.
Okay.
And they showed over 58,000 downloads of past exam papers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's quite impactful.
Yes, we were quite proud of the impact. And so I suppose you asked me earlier, how do we know? It's after the fact that we are able to track whether the downloads are happening and if they are happening in areas and provinces that they didn't before.
Oh, okay. Makes a lot of sense. No,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Marcel. Thank you.